Hey there, Snap Happy Heather here. I've parked down at Red Bridge off of Coates Highway and I'm going to go hike the North Country Trail Manistee River Loop. It's one of my favorites and one I recently ran, so I'm excited today to go back out for a hike. Let's get to it. Pretty awesome views on the first steps from the road. It's a Friday and it's a beautiful day, so I expect the trail to be busy. So today I am going to hike from the south end of the North Country Trail and then cross the bridge and head back on the busier Manistee River Trail side. I'll get the long hills on this part of the trail out of the way, and then the afternoon will be full of pretty Manistee River views. Okay, if you look at the two logs in the water on the left and the right hand side of the frame, there's a billion, literal billion, one followed by 9 zeros, turtles on those limbs. Okay, gonna zoom in and it's gonna get real ugly, but check it out. Look at those. Once the trail gets into the woods over here, it's kind of a disaster and you will lose the markings for a bit because there's a lot of downed trees. Just pick a path that's been followed and stick to it. It all rejoins up with the actual trail not very far in. You guys, look at this. Oh. On the first hill, and folks, this one's a doozy. It'll really give you a good introduction for what you're about to do the next several miles. Still not quite to the top of that first hill, but we go right. Up on top of the hill, and the view through the trees is pretty great. You can see the hills off in the distance where we'll be in the afternoon. If you come out on a weekend or even a Friday, don't expect to have the trail to your own, but everyone out here is super nice. Over halfway up the north side, and there are some beautiful clouds building off to the east. It's a great day on the trail. Pretty little moss. Makes me feel like Bob Ross. About 2 miles from the suspension bridge now, which is really the best milestone you could ask for on a trail. I know that I'm about 2 miles from the suspension bridge because I use Avenza Maps, which is a PDF-based map for the North Country Trail that lets you use GPS signal instead of cell signal. So I highly recommend it. Avenza, A-V-E-N-Z-A. We're above Eddington Creek here and about to descend into the valley where we'll cross it. It's worth noting that this is the only source of water other than the Manistee River on this side of the trail. Does anyone else just want to roll in it? Man, I do. And that marks about 1 mile to the bridge. It's a momentous occasion. We're leaving the North Country Trail and headed down the Manistee River Trail now. You can't tell from where you are, but this spot looks like lunch to me. I mean, now it's more obvious. So for lunch on these big outings, I like to pack things that are calorie dense and high protein. So I have a Larabar, and these are my favorites. It's the DNX grass-fed beef patties. They are, beef patties. They are not dry, unlike some of the other ones, which I feel like incorporate sawdust. So pro tip, I guess, semi-pro tip, not a pro at all tip. Anyway, this is what I like for trail food. Snickers also never go awry. Trail lunch complete. No Snickers. Back into this beautiful woods. So this section of trail clearly comes out on the road. After you leave the river back there, it can be a little bit difficult to tell where you go. So just keep an eye out for the white blazes, and it's actually marked decently. Look at these marsh marigolds. Woo! Made it to this little M suspension bridge. It's pretty sweet. More marsh marigolds and an absolutely perfect spring palette, this time without spooky noises. Look at that, isn't that amazing? It's amazing. I mean, look at it. No wonder this is the busy side. About to walk by a couple of my favorite trees on this section. I love this old giant. And then right up here is a tree that the woodpeckers have feasted on. And it's always fun to see also. More beautiful river views. It's beautiful and like perfectly spring. Some trillium over here on the edges. Said that and then you can't see them. Anyway, here's one. Oh. This view of the river is a little different because just over here is a waterfall. You can't hear it, but I'm saying it with quotation marks around waterfall. Nope, that's not it. That's the feeder. Getting closer. Oh, oh. Here we have it, folks. Big Falls. Lest you think I was kidding. I love this tiny little stream going under this tree. Footing leaves a little to be desired here, but the scenery makes up for it. I don't know why this doesn't count as a waterfall, but it doesn't get a sign. Oh look, another view of the Manistee River. I think spring really gets undersold. I mean, I know there's loads of flowers and everything, but There's also a ton of color, and we just overlook it in favor of fall. Not me. I'm soaking it in. It's beautiful out here. Very colorful campsite on yet another beautiful spot on the Manistee River. We're about to descend into the Slagle Creek Valley, but currently enjoying how green it is up here on top. Well, this isn't the Little M suspension bridge, but I still think it is one of my favorite places on the trail. Well, definitely one of my favorites. It might be my favorite. I just think it's so sweet. This is one of those places I come back to all seasons of the year, so I have a 4-season series of this bridge if you happen to be interested in a collection. Well, we're not near the river right now, which is a change, but I always love this section of the woods, and a little later in this season, these pines are accompanied by some wonderful tall ferns. Some marsh marigolds along Cedar Creek. And then back on the climb out of the creek valley. That magical lighting. There's probably fairies over there. Oh, it's just a little deep for my shoes. Last creek crossing here, and then we will climb up for a view and then out of here for the day. I've largely avoided recording it because it's kind of ugly, but there are a lot of downed trees and obstacles on the Manistee River trail side today, so be mindful that it might not be super easy hiking. You might have to reroute and walk around a bunch of detritus. Made it to the top. Definitely one of the best views on the trail. And if you want to cheat, you can just park down at Red Bridge and walk like a mile for this view. All right, last look. Pretty exciting moment. That car over there is beyond where we're headed, but that's the bridge that we started out on this morning. So that is just about a wrap on just about 20 miles. It couldn't have gone better today. It has been partly cloudy and sunny all day, and no mosquitoes, which I realize is a brave thing to say, but I'm just about to the car, so who cares? Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.